It's a shame I can't. It's a shame I can't play Sims on here while I do this. Also, no full screen? Alright, well, nobody's in here. No pressure. We're just hanging out. Two dudes in the hot tub. 5 feet away from each other. What the fuck is it? I can't think of what the thing is. The funny little jokey joke is. Can't think of it. Oh well. Yeah, no, there's like a shit ton of mosquitoes out here. I'm getting bit like crazy as fuck. Crazy as fuck. They're just like, I hate it. That's one of those things I don't like about being outside is when bugs land on you, like obsessively. I don't see y'all landing on any fucking thing else. Why the hell you gotta keep landing on me? I don't give a fuck if I'm the sweetest thing out here, bitch. Buzz off. Yeah, within the short amount of time. Oh my god. Hi, old pal. I was just live and going fucking through it. Going the fuck through it. So I'm like recovering from being crazy. Recovering from being crazy. That's the best way I can just explain it. I've always personally been really okay with being crazy. However, being aware of like female hysteria being the thing that they witchified women over, I would not have fared well. I would have had to like full on been a rebel, like swinging from the trees and doing Robin Hood shit and whatever. But like, no, they would have got me. They would have got me and been like, witch, bitch. They just would have known. I was not gonna be able to get out of that one. I feel like even if I looked normal, I'm too nah. Some words leave my mouth and people look at me like, are you okay? I don't even say words and I've been asked if I'm okay 5 times today. I say yes. Even though the answer is no. Because who's gonna fix your problem? But you don't listen to that. Don't listen to that. That's no. Brain sad. I want to make these into earrings. Oh, I think that would be really pretty. Oh, actually, I might be able to make these into earrings right now. I'm thinking for stretched ears, not regular. That would be nice. A stretched ear would not mind this. I've noticed that a lot of people who don't have stretched ears want to buy heavy jewelry from me. I will never understand it because every time they pick it up, they go, oh, but that's kind of heavy, isn't it? Like, okay, put it down. There's other stuff. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I just came to the conclusion that I don't want to do what I've been doing for the last, what the fuck year is it? It's been 6 years. It's been 6 years. I haven't even been able to admit to myself in the last 6 years that I wasn't happy. I almost couldn't type for a sec. You wanted that whole thing in your ear. What? No. No. Like it'll dangle. This, you can't tell. I have this thing in, but if I like imagine, hand-eye coordination is kind of fucked up because this camera thing is backwards, but imagine like an earring, this just dangling from the bottom of it. That is absolutely gorgeous. That's to die for. Like that is so pretty together. I think I'm gonna make these for stretched ears instead and just go with it. I came to the conclusion a little while ago that I'm not gonna keep doing my business. Oh, I forgot I made this. Let's see, this is a cute little earring. That's a. Why can't I think of words? Names of things just totally left my brain. It's yellow. I can't think of what the hell. That's a cute little earring though. Yeah, no. I'm not gonna be doing this anymore. I've been doing this for 6 years, which feels crazy to say when I've been doing this for 6 years and I'm not happy. And it's not so much that I'm not happy with what I'm doing. I'm just not happy. I'm just not happy. I never addressed the part of me that is just not happy first. And I've been trying to layer all of this good stuff and work and creating and art and being on top of like the not being happy. And it's I used to have a relationship with it where it was like I gotta get happy and then I'm gonna keep it forever. But that's not being a fucking person. That's not being alive, unfortunately. And also fortunately, because life is kind of dull sometimes, right? Life is kind of dull. It's not crazy to say. Life is kind of dull. It's crazy. It's not always good. Um, dull? I don't know. Life gets spicy. Um, but I noticed that sometimes when things happen in my life, I get stuck where they happened at, and then the people, the environment around me is always talking to me like, time isn't going to wait for you. Time's not going to stop for you. You can't slow down. You have to keep going. Otherwise, time is going to leave you behind and crush you and run you over. Not like that, but that's the short version of it. And, a lot of those moments have come, especially when I needed to grieve. The first time I ever needed to grieve in my lifetime, it was brushed over. Like, I didn't get the opportunity to be as sad as I felt because nobody had time for that. Nobody had time for that. Nobody had time for that. I always get criticized for being slow and moving slow and taking too long. So I just kind of like heal over my own self when I have moments that like I have a disconnect or a big sad or something happens in my life. I just kind of like keloid over it and just keep on keeping on. Yeah, no. I've been saying, "Oh, people ask me, how are you?" I'm like, "I'm alive." And that was a good enough answer. Look at these little men. Look at these little masculine torso bodies with their little penises. Can't see them. Look at the little. You see the little shaboing boings? I'm gonna wrap these probably in I don't know what. If I even do. I'm probably going to because the ideas that I have for my stuff, like turning these into earrings and wrapping these crystals in like this literal bag of like, can you tell? I had plans and intentions for every oh, how did this get out of there? Why is there something else stuck to it? I had plans and intentions for every single item in my catalog. Like no thing was without a purpose. These were going to be 2 sets of earrings. They're pretty big crystals, though. They were going to be heavy ones. Mm. I appreciate you for even coming back to the chat, like, or coming back to the live, because I've done about 3 lives now since we first interacted in the park, and I just haven't been feeling right. And yeah, it's something about the whole like, I don't know. I just get kind of lost in there. I've been working a lot in today's minute. Oh, nice. Good for you. I feel like I've been working a lot, but uh, the things that I've been doing are not working for me. And I noticed that I've kind of been like stuck on doing like this. We'll just use this as a very vague term, but like doing this, right? This is what I decided I was going to do. This is what I enjoy. This is what feels good. This is what I'm going to dedicate all my time to and all my, right? And like all of a sudden, it's just starting to hit me. And I've had so many moments like this, but it's just really starting to hit me how much of it I have strayed away from like the part of it that I just enjoyed to do instead of trying to do this so much that I don't enjoy it anymore. And every time I think about doing it, I feel depressy spaghetti. Like, what the fuck? And that shit is buku nasty. Also, I don't like using social media anymore because I may be a whore on the inside, but I don't like how much everybody else is a whore on the outside. And that may sound a little hypocritical, but people have no respect. They have no boundaries. There's no guidelines or like understanding or like example of what treating people well looks like. And it's starting to really bother me because I feel like I either have to treat myself less of how I want to feel to kind of like be in the way of something that is somethinging, but I really, I, it is such a big fucking, oh my God, I was gonna say dick in the balls, but like dick in the fucking balls. Like have you ever played, what's that goddamn game? Saints Row. Have you ever played Saints Row? And they had the fucking bat that was a dick and balls, and the dick was like super huge, and the top of it like flung around, and you fucking swing it. That's what life feels like. It just feels like a dick in the balls, like, and it's swinging, and it's swinging, and it's swinging, and I've been swinging my dick in the balls at everything, except for myself and my heart, and everybody else is like doing all of this shit. Like I don't miss working. I don't desire to go to a job and blah blah blah, but I desire something in that you can't really get anywhere else. And it's like, you go on Instagram and everybody is like promoting their genitals or trying to find somebody's genitals, and it's not really like a community anymore. It's like a big bulletin board of private parts. And I'm kind of tired of seeing assholes every time I open my Instagram app. It's driving me crazy. It's driving me crazy. I don't care if I see it on Twitter because, like, let them eat cake. But I miss being able to, like, just post a picture and do the thing and not have to think so hard about it. And now every time I get online, it's like, what am I doing? Okay, how does this blah with this? And what am I doing with that? And what am I doing with this if I do that? And blah, blah, blah. And it's so much bigger than it is in reality. Right? I'm about to delete my Facebook too because also I realize that I've grown up in spaces that I often feel like I don't get to be present. And for me to be present, I have to like die on the inside. And sometimes I don't talk about how I feel a lot because I'm always the so sensitive and oh so dramatic, and people make it seem like the way that I experience life is so blown out of proportion to life in reality. And I'm like, life is not that simple. If I'm not just fucking insane, like making shit harder than it has to be, right? You can't go on the fucking internet and just exist unless you want to go on the internet to not exist. Like people who are online who are just vibing and chilling are invisible basically. You can't really do that and be like, I'm going to promote my art. I'm going to promote my thing that I like to do and be invisible online. And then for the people who are on there, everybody just wants to see some titties and ass. Like, okay, I get it, but like, I don't want to put the titties and ass on here. You know, it's like putting a steak on the dessert table. Like, I don't want this shit over here. I don't want it here. I want it over here. I want it over here. Like, what? Cause like, can we talk about this for a second? Why are people always trying to run to be the first person that doesn't like Pornhub, right? We're gonna bring this up right now because it's irritating me. But everybody wants to be the first person to not like Pornhub and like be like, I don't watch that shit. These people on the internet, you're gonna tell me that you've never typed the words? It's the first website that comes up, not the one with the X. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. It's been a while, so I'm not really familiar with the names of the people in the chats. And also, I keep doing these lives with nobody in them, so familiarity has kind of gone out the window, but I'm getting there. But literally, those be the people who are watching it the most, the people who are always trying to condemn Pornhub for being a porn place and porn people being on there. But then they get on Twitter and OnlyFans and Instagram and like, and their whole, I've seen a whole butt plug glittering and sparkling in an asshole on a Instagram story. It's like this, like, it's getting to the point where I expect people to go to vendor markets and sell their nudes on the fucking thing. Like, they have places for that. Stop making the rest of the world have to be this one way. Like, oh my God. And then the people who are modest or who choose modesty after maybe choosing to not always get clowned. Like, why do you think that people want to have their bodies exposed all the time for all of their life? And then every time somebody is exposing their body and enjoying themselves, you condemn them when you don't get to be a part of it. But then when you do get to be a part of it, you dehumanize them and you exploit them and you fucking ruin the good of it all. Oh, God. Can we just... I just want to like paint and post pretty pictures of butterflies and shit that I take, you know? I'm a hippie. I want to like make flower crowns and sit in the dirt and not have to like let people be super weird sexual freaks all over my existence for me to kind of get anywhere or, you know, like for there to be any kind of momentum or movement. And it's so fucking annoying. It's so fucking annoying. It's so fucking annoying. Because then, oh, I don't even want to bring this topic up. I don't even want to bring this topic up. I'm going to try to find words that are not, I'm going to say this in a way that's coded. Because when things happen, right? You know how people they condemn the Pornhub thing, right? They act like they've never seen porn. They're too good to see porn, right? But then the people who are not doing anything sexy are like too boring to be alive in their eyes. But then like when there are people doing things that are so far beyond what the fuck just having some fun is, then it's just like funny. Why is it funny? Why are you mad when people have boundaries, but then you find humor in the exploitation of other people's lack of or other boundaries? Like, one of my friends, a peer of mine, I probably need to change my shirt. I feel like I'm sweating a lot. A peer of mine posted a video recently that said, we need more real people on the internet. And even just the title of that video, like, she was so right. We need more real people on the internet so bad. Like, so fucking bad. Like, so bad. Like, oh my God. I wish that newspapers had something in them that you couldn't get. I'm sure they do, but that you couldn't really get anywhere else that people wanted, so that they just had other things to look at. You know, reading books is so optional. People are fucking out of here. Right? I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy. Like, to the point where old people who don't even know how to work their own email are on TikTok, getting on TikTok, just out of here. I've heard my family members talk about being on TikTok for hours. Like, for what? What's on there? What's on there? What got you started? Like, what? What are these people hooked on? That is just internet. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. What is it? Because I feel like for me to exist in this world, right? This is the way that I want to live. I don't want to have social media. I'm fine with YouTube. personally don't really like YouTube. I feel like they'd be doing kind of funny business wise, but as a space, as a platform, it's like walking into a bar and everybody's conversation is conversating and you just can hear a little bit of it. You just pop in, just pop in, just pop in, subscribe. That's like making a new friend. I'm fine with YouTube. But like Facebook, I'm on Facebook with a bunch of people who I've known for a majority of my life, and I don't think any of them care any more about me than the day we first met. Why the fuck am I on Facebook? What's the point? I also don't like being on spaces where I feel uncomfortable being a fucking human, like asking for help, being sad, having emotions, dealing with difficult things. You get on the internet and people act like, well, you can't deal with a difficult thing because this other more difficult thing that none of us are dealing with is happening. So your difficult thing must stop. I'm like, what? 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 I have I have enough acquired awareness to like I have an understanding of things happen in other parts of the world that are like this and like that and like this. I know that I, as a person who's uninvolved, am uninvolved, right? I will never have the understanding that the people who are there in the thing have during this or during this. But the same thing goes for me, right? Like other people's thing in their life doesn't make my thing in my life any different. Like me having a bad time isn't making them having a worse time. Them having a bad time doesn't make me have a worse time. What, like people can't just have a bad time and we just say, oh, that's not good. That's a bad time. That sounds like a bad time. You know, that's like telling somebody who's like sharing with you, oh yeah, they have some sexual trauma from their childhood, and you're like, well, there are people who have been raped as babies, so you can't. That's not like hear yourself. Hear yourself. Like the people who really run this world telling other people you can't be depressed. There's people getting murdered. Like all of the things are true. All of the things are true. We're making life so microscopically big. Like we shrink it, but then we like zoom in on it and we go, wow, look at how much life that is. Look at how much life that is. Wow. So much life. I think that's weird as fuck. And I don't want to be a part of it. Like I'd rather have a pager. I tell people to email me all the time. They never fucking do it. They never fucking do it. Now, if this was 25 years ago and I said email me and you just didn't fucking do it, bitch, you didn't do shit. Like, what? What? And people are like, no, I'm just going to text you or call you or send you a dumbass DM instead of read, use comprehension skills, and follow directions. And then people, and I say I tell people I have an email and they look at me and they're like, email? Like, we all have an email. You can't really do shit without one, you know? Like, remember when you couldn't really use your phone without an email? Like, why the fuck do people act like they've never heard of this shit before? They're like, you would use a pager? Like, bitch, they were all the rage. What? I think about life like when I get older, and it makes so much sense to me that old people were mad about phones and technology and shit. It makes sense because how up people's own ass they are with these phones and shit. Like I could not have ever predicted it when I was playing in my backyard with my dog in the fence, like having the time of my life. I could not have predicted shit would be so backwards that people act like they don't understand what the fuck an email is. They need another person to tell them what book to read. I just never fucking. I remember being a kid and like I can't wait to go to the library, read whatever fucking book I want, and people need to be told, read this book. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's so wild. Maybe that's why, like, I hope anybody who is older and seeing this takes no offense to what I say, but the amount of times I've heard, especially younger people younger than me, say something about like old people and they want them to go away or something. I used to not like old people when I was younger. But Like, imagine the kids and the people online of today having a control of anything that we do in this fucking country. America speaking. Like, imagine one of these bitches being governor. Scary, spooky, right? That's a little frightening. That's a little frightening thought. And there's gonna be a point in time where where older people who have any other perspective are not gonna fucking be here. It's just gonna be like we're gonna have to turn into boomers and criticize people for not being able to like use their own email. Remember all the people that called Bernie Sanders too old to function? Can't even use an email. Can't even read simple directions, let alone follow them. Like that's where we're at. But God forbid somebody use the wrong fucking there on a stupid post, and all of a sudden everybody's a fucking philosopher, and they have PhDs, and they went to college, and they have this, and they went to Harvard, and they have read books, 10 books. Like, God, it's like, what the fuck is happening? What the fuck is happening to our reality? I can't just wake up, care for myself, start my day, do my little things that I like to do, and like complete the day. All this other stupid bullshit has to happen, and everybody's like making the stupid bullshit like they're forcing it. They're forcing it into our lives. Forcing it. Just like how I say that in reference to, I'm going to use a real life example for something that I kind of understand a little. But like modeling, let's say runway models. You know, now everybody has to have like an Instagram fucking portfolio or whatever. But before you had to like do it. You had to fucking show up. You had to put the fucking clothes on. You had to walk. They had to see. People said you're not good at this, or hey, you're really good at this, and you got the fucking opportunities. But now you have to like all over the fucking internet every time you're on the internet. That's the other thing I don't like. And another reason why I don't think I'm happy doing my business anymore is because it's like, it's like the you of it is fine, but the way you isn't fine, right? I can't just be me existing without Instagram and Facebook and blah, 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 and just stumble upon people who like the shit that I like anymore because everybody's in their fucking house looking at goddamn hashtags and like so head stuck up there. I think, huh, that makes sense. So many real people got on TikTok and like disconnected from fucking reality. Because what if the amount of bots never changed? And just the amount of real people using their brain just went down. We see everything as like ads and shit now. I don't know. I don't know. Something about that is just something about our like why are people so concerned with AI? They can't even tell a fake screenshot from a fucking real screenshot of a text message. Why are people so worried about AI? What's it gonna do to you? What's it gonna do to you that somebody changing one word on a chat bubble isn't gonna do already? You know, like the only thing I can say I won't get behind is no. I see a world where faxing matters so much. Just forget what I was gonna say. Yeah, no. Oh, I have this big bag of crystals that have yet to be turned into something. Like these are earrings that I didn't finish making, which literally all I would have to do is put the hardware on there. That's it. More earrings. Didn't finish making. They're super cute though. Wait, hold on. There's like a little bit of sunlight. Mm-mm. But yeah, like this agate, I can wrap this. It's gorgeous. But it's the taking the photo, posting the photo, making sure the photo is, what's the word? Not blurry. I don't know what that is. Yeah, no. It's all of the doing of it that removes me from the joy part that makes me want to fucking kill myself. Is Instagram? I mean, look at me. Is YouTube gonna be mad that I said kill myself?